The first element in Domain 4 talks about that the school leader ensures that teachers have opportunities to observe and discuss effective teaching. How does this fit in a cooperative, collaborative environment?
Well, actually, cooperation, collaboration, nothing new. We've been talking about that since the 1980s, you know, with the school correlates. And this is, you know, not a new idea, but it's one, the emphasis is relatively new. And I think probably one of the most powerful things. Again, this model, all, you know, it's all interrelated, and Domain 2 deals with, you know, teachers getting better every year instructionally. And this is one of the primary ways of doing it. The reason it is in this domain is because it certainly has one aspect of it is helping teachers get better, but as important, if not more important, is the culture that it creates. You know, professionals and observing other professionals and discussing what they're doing with other professionals in the building.
Now, you're not observing other professionals for evaluative purposes,
no, not at all.
Right?
Oh. No, absolutely not at all. You have to separate those two out. This, and there are many ways of doing it. You know, we talk about instructional rounds, as you know, within our model, and there are instructional rounds done by the teachers, observing other teachers. The teachers they observe are people who volunteered or more commonly are asked, and that's a great honor. If you're my administrator, you say, Bob, we're going to start to do some rounds here with other teachers, and we'd like, you know, would you be willing to be observed? I can always say no, but you're going to pick me because I'm doing some good things, and very informal. Teachers, you know, go into another teacher's classroom. It's led by an administrator or a team leader. Just observe some things. You're in there 10 minutes, and you immediately talk in the hallway about what are some neat things you saw. What are some questions that you have? I've seen this done virtually, where administrators will get videos of teachers not in their building. I mean, literally even on YouTube. You know, you're not going to necessarily see the best teaching there, but there are also commercial products that are out there you can observe and just talk about teaching. And really, it's as simple as that. Teachers talking to other teachers about good teaching. Now, let me bring in, you know, Domain 2 here, and that is, if you're fulfilling Domain 2 well, every teacher in your building has a few things that they're working on. That's their instructional goal, or their growth goals. So now it's perfect. I now have a couple of growth goals as a teacher. You have a couple of growth goals as a teacher. We're observing another teacher, and I'm looking from the lens of, boy, what is he or she doing relative to my growth goals? And so now it's very synergistic. I mean, it's very powerfully. And no kidding, I can't remember, heard a teacher say, that was a waste of time. They usually, when observing somebody else, walk away with a profound respect for their colleagues, and they always learn something too. What I really like is cross-age, cross-grade level. You get high school teachers observing kindergarten teachers.
That vertical.
Oh, it's just amazing. They usually, by both levels. I've talked to a lot of high school teachers who observe kindergarten. They say, wow.
I would never do that.
My job's not as hard as I thought it was. And that's exactly what you want, that respect for the entire system.
Well, and also works hand in hand with the element that talks about knowing the effective instructional practices of your school.
Yeah.
You know, if we want teachers to become collaborative and work together, one of the first barriers that we need to break down is we need to know what's happening so we can talk about it, collaborate. So again, this is in this domain for a very specific reason, but it works very closely with Domain 2.
Yeah, and this is a fun one.
Absolutely, because being a school leader, principal for many years, this was one of the highlights for teachers when we worked as school leaders to set up opportunities where they could go observe other teachers, where they could teach other teachers, where they could sit down and chat and give each other totally non-evaluative feedback. But usually it was the discovery process. Oh my goodness, what a great strategy. I have never tried that. And I heard many of those conversations across the years as teachers went out and observed other teachers.
Yes.